What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Fire Child Oracle. Today, I am taking a moment. I was feeling called to do this and just kind of sit with this energy. As you know, as you read from the title, this is going to be a reading focused on how we can support our inner child with the um, healing of the mother wound. Okay, so I want to say first that I'm going to try my best to be sensitive while also being honoring whatever message comes through. um I do understand that this can be a very sensitive topic for some people, so I just want to lead with that disclaimer. So please understand that it is anything that I say in this reading is definitely coming from a place of love. It's coming from a place of compassion. And please, by all means, don't take anything. I don't want to say to heart. By all means, please let it into your heart. But if it triggers anything within you, don't be upset with me. Please, that's all I can ask. So I just say I encourage you to really see that that nudge, that emotion, or whatever comes up for you during this reading. Take it as an invitation to continue the journey and go within. So with all that said, let's get into this energy. This is going to be a collective reading. Spirits and guides and divine benevolent ancestors of the Most High, I ask that you surround us all in a circle of protection and love. May the inner child come forth. May the inner child come forth. May the inner child come forth and speak. What is it that you need? What is it that you need in this time as we heal the mother wound within? Oh, okay. I was supposed to flip over. All right, let's stop here. Okay, so we have a few cards here. And a lot of these, these two cards are really speaking to me here. I almost feel like this heal the past and the ancient teachings here is literally the message of implementing wisdom, implementing. Maybe this is something that your mom actually taught you, or maybe this is something that you may have witnessed. Now, I will say this, when it comes to past experiences and how they can guide us in the present moment, a lot of these moments aren't really easy to face. The inner child is afraid. Yeah, the inner child is afraid, and that's okay. I mean, to being afraid is a part of the human journey. And there is a point where we must be able to literally be scared, but do it anyway. Because as we heal this mother wound within us, we are then given the opportunity to literally apply the ancient wisdom. It's like I used to say too that a lot of my family members don't just teach me or they didn't just show me what I needed to know per se. A lot of them also showed me how I didn't want to live. They also showed me how I didn't want to pursue my career. They showed me all these different ways, right? I was able to see them from see the wisdom or the lesson, if you will, from all perspectives. Now, I know that that's not the truth for everyone, but what I'm picking up here is that as you go through your inner child healing journey and you initiate the mother wound healing, it's important that you extend grace, because one thing's for sure that I can say is that a lot of people will, or a lot of people can still take a lesson from their mother. And I know that that's like, obviously, it's mom, but even the stuff that we may feel like she may have dropped the ball. Okay. And so, in these ancient teachings and in these moments of applying past lessons and healing those past moments where maybe your inner child was, or maybe, not even your inner child, your childlike self, your actual childlike self was not seen, heard. Maybe you were, there was some type of abuse here, rather that be emotional, verbal, some type of a neglect. Either way, I'm picking up that your body feels it. See, I love that whenever we get to talking about family energy, the trees come through. Okay, the tree energy definitely come through. And one thing about tree energy is the fact that the trees know everything. Okay, the trees know everything. The trees have been here so long that they've seen, they've observed so many things. And I was just having this conversation. It's crazy. I was just having a conversation with my older sister, and I was telling her how, personally, I follow nature. I allow nature to let me know what's really up. Because if I allow myself to marry, right? And when I say marry, I mean like integrate myself with, literally, energetically, the things that man creates in terms of chaos and distractions and how we're supposed to be living and all the humbug that kind of comes with this societal experience, right? If we look into our culture or our society, yes, it may look as if the world is ending. But if you look out in nature, the trees are blooming. The tree, literally, okay, the signs and vision. This card is sticking out to me now. Literally, like, there's so many signs right now in this moment that is showing us exactly how new growth is actually happening. So instead of looking out into the world for clarification of whatever it is that you're seeking, look within. Okay. Now, I don't know who that was for, but that really was coming through. And it's like we really have to pay attention to even the signs and visions too, like within our healing process, right? These ancient teachings and moments of wisdom are literal signs. The visions that continue to resurface over and over and over again, they may not feel good, but if it continues to resurface, that means that it is now a time for it to be healed. Whatever memory keeps coming up for you and you keep trying to dodge it, you keep trying to neglect or put it off, procrastinate on really facing it, journaling it, crying about it, whatever it is that's going to bring forth healing for you, it's time to get that in motion. We can no longer, and I'm saying we as a collective because I am a part of this group that I'm speaking to, that I'm channeling for, we really have to allow our emotional self to purge, right? Because I say that because we may mentally not think about it. We may not physically feel the pain or the whatever it was, that feeling for you, for that sense that surrounds your mother wound, okay? Your emotional self holds on, right? Think about your emotions. The emotions are connected to water energy. And if you have a dam blocking your emotional flow, you're going to back yourself up. And this is what's going to keep things from growing, right? But I see that our inner child, the inner child really is calling us to move forward from the past, applying the lessons, paying attention to what's coming up, what's showing itself to us. So that way we can decide if we need to release it or hold on to it. So that way we can make room. And it's interesting that this Be Cautious card is present here, because it makes me think about when I used to tell my clients when I offered one-on-one coaching, how when it comes to shadow work, you need to microdose it, okay? You have to microdose your shadow work. Otherwise, when you get into this memories, right? When you get into the memories, that's what's coming from this clouds card. When you get into the memories, it can surely cloud your vision. It can create, like, clouds and fog is literally the same thing. Okay. It's made of the same, it's still moisture in the air, right? This is emotional. Like, I feel like I talked about this in another reading, and I was talking about like the precipitation cycle. Okay. That's the word I couldn't get out the last reading. And I was talking about how water goes through a cycle where it's able to transform, and literally let's call it phoenix, right? It can rebirth itself in different ways, in different forms. So water can also become air when it's evaporated, right? And that air can become water when it's when it's condensed, and it becomes condensation, right? So this entire cycle, we can find ourselves in a mental spiral, right? Let's say this is, when do we see, oh yes, come on, spirit, the nature speaking to me, okay? Sorry. Whenever we see a lot of clouds, we can assume that it's gonna rain. Imagine if it never rains. When it doesn't rain, then it thunders, okay? But a lot of times when you may see rain and thunder, you may just see thunder and lightning, you may just see rain. It just depends on what your emotional space is, right? So our emotional space, these clouds, it comes when the water, our emotions is transmuted into thoughts, because we're talking air energy now. When our emotional self is holding on to pains from the past and things that no longer serves us, it then becomes our thoughts. It then becomes our beliefs about self, about the world around us. And this could definitely be based on what our maternal figure in our life had exposed us to. So now we have all of these different misconceptions about the world based on our mother's fears of it. So be cautious as you do this work. Be cautious. Like I said, microdose the shadow work. It is not meant for us to go in and, like, just like how we're not meant to inhale our foods and just like shove them in our mouths and things like that. It causes all this discomfort within the body, right? Take your time. Heal mindfully. We must heal mindfully. I want to pull this up. Initial messages to come through. Ooh, okay. Okay, so these flew all the way on the other side of the room. Okay, so you know what's crazy is that I am really, when I picked up these cards, I was like, divine masculine. Wait, this is a mother reading. But I want to be completely transparent. Like, that just be me and how I be thinking. But then I sat, as I'm speaking and as I'm looking at this card, our mother wound, okay, and I'm saying, like I said, this is a collective reading, okay? So the mother wound within the collective has created a disconnection, or I'm getting two things. Okay, so there's either the mother wound, okay, if you're watching this video, your mother wound is either, it has affected your relationship with the divine masculine. I'll say that. it has literally affected your relationship or your ability to build relationships with the divine masculine. And either this is a relationship where you operate in your divine masculine too much, or just in your masculine energy too much, because I, my idea of divine masculine is a masculine energy that is divinely balanced with the feminine. So, there is a way to use our masculine energy in order to make and create a safe space for the healing of the mother wound. Divorce is coming up. So maybe some of you who, um, as you heal your mother wound, this is maybe like, feeling maybe your mom, she didn't take the divorce so well or something. I'm picking up on something like that. And, you were able to get front row seats, and you seeing your mother go through this, you made a pact with yourself to never. Literally, I'm hearing, I will never go through that. I will never go through that. I will never let a man take me through that. I'll never let a man take me through that. And so, yeah, this energy, this healing of the past, like I said, microdose it, okay? Microdose it. Pay attention to what you are focusing on. Pay attention to what you are focusing on, because a lot of times too, going into shadow work, inner child healing, any type of healing of pain, type that work, like I said, we can get really caught up in the thoughts, the memories, the things that didn't work out, and it can really re-trigger us. And excuse me, as I look at just how the cards are lying here, it's like our growth is even caught up in between this mental energy. It's like, let that mist fall, baby. Let the mist, when the fog and the mist clears, it's a clear sky. There is no clouds going on, there is no chance of rain, right? Because we've healed. Got water. Water. Cleansing. And, come on. Ashe. Water energy too. Like, this is giving me like Queen of Cups vibes, right? Very nurturing. Whenever we are meant to, or whenever we are called to heal, go to the water. Yes, whenever you are called to heal, whenever you are called to face something and you feel like, I can't face this, I can't do this alone, go to the water. Go to the water. Go to the water. Because going to the water, or taking a bath, or drinking water, all of those serve a role in healing, right? Whether that be mind, body, or soul. And one thing about water is fluid. Like I was saying earlier, if we continue to block the flow, okay, of our emotions, we end up in a space where there is blockages in places that we didn't even know, or we don't even know to even pay attention to, because we're so hyper focused on whatever is like causing this like foggy mist. And for some of you, that could be where you are right now. Like when you approach your mother wound healing, it's like, every time I talk to her, every time I try to be the bigger, better person, every time, da 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 da. Like whatever the scenario is for you, there is like a tug of war that I'm seeing. It's almost like you feel punished. Protection. Yeah. Connect with water energy. That's where your guides are. That's the back of the deck for sure. That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what came out. Okay. Because at the end of the day, and I love too that this is, I forget what this symbol actually is. I do want to say it's a pagan symbol. But either way, I love how it looks like water waves. But that's where you'll be most protected in order to do this work. Like I said, when you feel like you can't do it alone and you feel like you don't have anybody to turn to, you haven't been able to, invest in any type of therapy or anything like that, it's okay. It is okay because the water is here. And I love that this is almost like a divine balance because healing the mother wound, we may rely a lot more on our divine masculine energy because we don't necessarily trust the divine feminine. And we are meant to find ourselves in a space where we are able to trust in the divine balance and how that energy does show up in our lives. And so, like, for example, if your mother wasn't actually there, then that means that you may have had another maternal figure, right? So it may have not been your biological mother, but it may have been your grandmother, your auntie, your a cousin, a big sister of some sort. This allows you to really connect, right? Go to where you feel protected. So yeah, allow yourself to find out where you do have that support in the physical world, that maternal support in the physical world, because that is also going to help you as you grow along this journey. I want to pull from the Isis Oracle, but also known as the Goddess Mother Aset. And I want to see what message comes through. This is the Divine Mother. She is the mother of all of us. Okay, she is the goddess of many names, many forms. Wow. Let's see. The Lunar Queen. She, the Celestial Crescent. All right, I'm going to read from the book. There is a deep feminine wisdom. Okay. There is a deep feminine wisdom that recognizes the importance of cycles of rest and replenishment as essential balancing to our actions of power and demonstration. You are asked to allow the replenishment for yourself now, trusting that you are in a cycle of creation that is about to shift into a new phase. Release and enjoy the process without having to control or force it. Period. Okay, like I said, this new growth, you have to allow yourself to experience, you want to have a full holistic experience when you are giving yourself when you are dedicating your time and your energy to a journey of healing the past. Okay, it requires rest, it requires replenishment, it requires moments of release, right? And so when we don't release, like I said, that's how we end up with this cloud energy. That's how we end up with all these excess thoughts and beliefs that really don't serve us. That's how we end up feeling low vibrational energies. That's how we end up feeling like, we're unworthy of what we truly have, what we are truly meant to accomplish in this life. And so when I think about, just the Goddess Aset and how she can support us during this mother wound healing process, is literally just giving us the clarity and also giving us the strength to honor our boundaries, to speak our truths, to recognize that we are individuals separate from our mothers. There's a lot that can come with just healing the mother wound, and it can honestly trigger your mother if you have a relationship with her and she feels like, what are you doing that for? I did the best I can. It's just like, this is no what's the word? This is no bad blood, I guess, or no like thorns thrown on your mother, but this is just you recognizing that your inner child needed more. and you're going to be able to give that to yourself. And giving that to yourself is going to be the best thing that you ever could experience. So allow yourself quiet time, allow yourself moments, like I said, by the water. Allow yourself moments near water that allows you to reconnect with self, to reconnect with the inner mother within you. And think about how, like, on your reparenting journey, how can you mother yourself in a way that does not reflect the way that you were already raised, right? Give yourself exactly what you need that maybe your mother did not pick up on, right? Because honestly, like, when we think about inner child healing and connecting with just that divine feminine wisdom that comes from us, that's already innately given to us, it's an opportunity for us to really, like I said, apply those lessons, okay? Because there is an inner knowing, right? You already have the internal mother, whether you are male or female. You have the ability to mother yourself, just like you have the ability to father yourself. But in this season, as you focus on the divine feminine wisdom within and around you, allow yourself to pick up on what you need and what you don't need. Like, there has been for some reason Lilith is coming through. So think about the differences between like your moon sign and where your Lilith sits, right, in your natal chart, because your Lilith energy is your dark moon energy. This is the point where the moon was, I believe it's furthest from the sun, I think so. But regardless, Lilith's energy is about, you know, how she had to survive in the wilderness, how she had to provide for herself when she was alone and no one else had, you know, no one else knew what she had to do to eat, what she had to do to clothe herself, what she had to do to survive. And you have a story that is maybe similar to Lilith, where you went through a time where you had to literally just survive. And your mother may not understand that. And that's not for her to understand. That's your own personal testimony. And that is where your own divine feminine wisdom come from. And sometimes it's when we are going through the dark moments or those dark phases, or what they would call dark night of the soul, right? It's literally an initiation into how it's almost like fight or flight. It's like when you are in a space where your back is up against the wall, how do you protect yourself? Okay. How do you protect yourself? And for a lot of people that I'm picking up, you know, you may have had to do a lot of defending as a child. You had to do a lot of fighting back as a child. And, you know, like I said, that may have made you resent this divine feminine energy and lean more into your divine masculine. Or maybe you've seen your divine feminine energy, or maybe you've seen the divine feminine energy kind of dwell in a space that's very low, and you sort of rely, you know, there is like, or not even from a space that's very low, but you saw the divine feminine go through something at the hands of divine masculine, like I said. And, you know, that could be literally or figuratively, but, you know, the fact that you saw it as a child, that gave you a certain idea, that was a certain vision, that's a certain sign that gives a bodily reaction on how you show up in the world. So I give you much love, my dear. I give you so much love in this time as you move forth on this journey. And just understand that when you allow yourself to alchemize the emotional, and when you begin to protect the emotional self, the divine feminine self, okay, that's why the masculine energy is here, because you know how to protect yourself for sure. You got that on lock, okay? We definitely got that on lock, but there is a level of emotional protection that must happen. So not putting ourselves in situations that nearly take us back to these past moments or feelings, right? Where we have all of these energies resurfacing for self, okay? So let's pull some affirmations that's going to support us on this healing journey. If you wanted to have like a quick pick a card, there is a short on my channel where you can choose based on numbers. I want to see what those are because there's 3 of them. Home. I am home when I'm in my body. The keywords are support, structure, family, chores, comfort. I'm definitely getting, like I said, this, if you come from a family where you may have moved around a lot, yeah, if you come from a family where you may have moved around a lot, or maybe you feel like you don't have, if you feel like you don't have a home to go to, it's your body. It's your body. That is how you can create foundation within self. The chores is really what's sticking out to me, but the chores is almost like, thinking about your body, right? What chores do we have for our physical body, right? So we shower, we bathe, we feed ourselves, we clothe ourselves, we, have shelter, we adorn ourselves, moisturize. Like there's a lot of kind of unconscious chores that we have. And we often forget or neglect those when maybe our foundational, like our outside structure, isn't intact or isn't ideal. So we tend to neglect self. So, to rebuild this structure, to give yourself the support you need during this journey, affirm your body, affirm the home you have within yourself, because that is going to radiate outwardly. That is going to help you create this sense of connectedness and structure within self. And it's going to provide some comfort as well. First house, I acknowledge my truth. I said that. Beginnings, body, identity, appearance, Aries energy. So check into your first house. See how your first house connects, or what's the word? What's the relationship between your first house and the other aspects that's connected to it? And allow yourself to use your natal chart as a guide, right? So naturally, the first house is ruled by Aries. That may not be the case for your, that will be the case for your chart, but your first house may be ruled by another constellation, and it may have other planets placed there. So like I said, just pay attention. And then if you have, Mars being ruled by Aries. If Mars is not in your first house, see where Mars is in your chart. And that'll help you find that like tenacity, that divine masculine energy that's gonna push you and help you move forward. But it's your body. Like really get into your body when it comes to healing yourself. Also, body image is coming up. There may be some mother wound healing happening around confidence and the way you see yourself. And I'm like right now, I see a mirror. You have to get a mirror. Get you a mirror. And I need you to stand in front of that mirror. Spirit is saying, get in front of yourself and see yourself, see your truth, acknowledge your truth, see your body, see, and not necessarily stand there to criticize self, but take inventory. Look at yourself and see what language or what self-talk will start to begin, right? Because that is going to give you, like I said, the signs and the visions on where you need to focus your intention when it comes to healing this part of yourself or this part of your inner child healing journey. This body is coming through. And siblings, my relationships are balanced. Keywords are boundaries, reflection, space, honesty, loyal. And then at the back of the deck is movement. I dance to the beat of my universe. Exercise, dancing, change, action, motion, which is also very masculine energy. So this has, listen, y'all, do me a favor, okay? Do me a favor. And I'm going to pull this one right here too. Connect with your guides. Connect with your guides. Connecting with your guides is also going to happen when you connect with your body, okay? You going to the gym, this movement could be like I said, dancing, exercising. This movement could also be changed. So there's some shifts happening in your life right now. Maybe you are moving, like I said, this movement forward could come from a place of literally moving away. Because we have this home card here as well, but recognizing that your truth is what matters in this life, in your life. Your truth is what matters in your life. And so you have to really get bold, okay? You have to really acknowledge your truth. You have to acknowledge your truth from a place that does not judge, from a place of compassion, from a place of harmony, from a place of divine guidance. Because again, like I said, this fog and mist energy here will cloud all of your vision, okay? It will cloud you. So be cautious as you go out into this journey, as you continue this journey. If you feel like you're stumped, maybe this is like to cleanse the emotional self is fasting, water fasting, juice fasting, refraining from eating. There could be some emotional eating happening here. There could be some like I said, negative self-talk, like, and really just like not caring for self. But there's definitely new growth. There's definitely new growth. There's definitely, it's almost as if Spirit is saying, like, you know what you need to do. Now is the time to just do it. Because you've been fighting, right? Like, it's going back to this card here. Goddess Mother all set. She's restoration, releasing, letting things go, tapping into feminine wisdom. And it's like that balance is like, in order for you to be able to initiate, in order for you to be able to do work, thrive, you have to give to yourself. Otherwise, all of that will be in vain, honestly. At least it will feel like it's in vain. All of it will be in vain. All of it will feel like, for what, It's like, for what? What am I going to do this for? Why do I need to care about this? Why do I need to care about my body? Why do I need to care about my appearance? Why do I need to care about being disciplined in my chores or my rituals for self? Why? Like, why does those things matter? And it's like, because you got shit you want. There's things that you want to do. There's places that you want to go. There's literally like, right? So in this moment where things are moving, as things are changing, as things are shifting, release the old self, let go of the self that feels traumatized and that feels pained by, just existing from time to time, or, just feels shame maybe for going through what you've gone through so far, and allow yourself to just rest. Allow yourself to rest. Okay? So your affirmations are: I am home when I'm in my body. Meditation, that just came through too. I acknowledge my truth. My relationships are balanced. And this relationship too could definitely, like I said, be that relationship within yourself. And for some people, a past life, your mother was probably a sibling. So that's why you probably feel like you got to raise her right now. You got to raise her in this lifetime. All right, guys, that is all I am seeing for this reading. I want to thank you so much for sitting here and being a part of this moment. I want to thank my guides and your guides for joining me and protecting us in a circle of protection and love. If this message resonated, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section. If you want to know the cards and things that I'm using, make sure that you check out the description box below, because that will tell you everything that you need to know and where you need to go. I will see you all in the next video. Much love, much love, much love. Peace.